The Community is a presentation of the St. Louis Community Credit Union and RareGem Productions. Power up with the positive. Learn more at OneRareGem.com. That's OneRareGem.com. Welcome to the Community.
The St. Louis Community Credit Union presents The Community, a forum for information and resources relevant to empowering our community. Consumer financial education, budgeting, credit, payday lending, community events and initiatives, health and human services, life skills. What's important to you? The Community with Dorothy Bell, Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer.
On this edition of The Community, we're having a conversation about stress, but not just any type of stress. It's a type of stress that comes from when you're trying to stay afloat, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to make ends meet.
You know, it's all about, making sure that we have that plan that we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a plan for your finances, regardless of what you have coming in, then there's going to be some disarray. So we got to have plans for us to be successful and be in a place to where we can be content, to where we can be happy.
We're talking about financial stress. Learn how you can tackle it right after this.
Hi, I'm Jaison McCall, Financial Literacy and Community Outreach Specialist for St. Louis Community Credit Union and the St. Louis Community CU Foundation. And I am so excited to tell you about our upcoming free seminars for the month of June at the CU Excel Center. Yes, I said free. On June 12th, we are hosting a retirement seminar. What do you need to know about retirement? It will take place June 12th, and we'll talk about when do you actually need to retire? When do you want to retire? How to make it happen? Some retirement vehicles, talk about match savings programs, and the difference between traditional and Roth IRAs. On June 26th, we'll have a Basics of Bankruptcy class where we'll talk about when and if you should file for bankruptcy and discuss the 3 different types of bankruptcy. I'm so excited. I look forward to seeing you there. Email us at center, CENTER, at stlewiscommunity.com to reserve your space. You can give us a phone call at 314-385-1586. Look forward to hearing from you.
Now here's Make It Happen with Keith Sales Pro.
According to leadership advisor Lee Colin, here's 4 things every leader should know. Number 1, great leaders appreciate their employees, not just their contributions. 2, a life filled with positive attitude is also filled with positive impact. 3, those who give the best of themselves get the best from others. And finally, 4, a single act does make a difference. It creates a ripple effect that can be felt many miles and people away. Today, remember, it can happen. It will happen. And together, we will make it happen.
Follow Keith Sales Pro on Facebook or Twitter at Keith Sales Pro, or visit his website at keithsalespro.com.
It can happen. It will happen. And together, we will make it happen. Grace
Hill and the Whitaker Foundation present Grace Hill Whitaker Urban Evening Series, Thursdays, 7 to 9 p.m., June 12th through July 24th. A free summer outdoor concert series. A tremendous good time for a great historic community. People listen to great music, interact with neighbors, and experience an invaluable community building opportunity together at St. Louis Place Park, Rauschenbach and St. Louis Avenue. Enjoy Charles Skeet Rogers and the Inner City Blues Band. Disco nights featuring Coco Soul. Fat Pocket, the Coleman Hughes Project featuring Adrienne Felton, Tribal Funk, and the dynamic Brian Owens. For more information, call 314-584-6900. On Facebook at Grace Hill St. Louis and Twitter, Grace Hill STL. Sponsored by the Whitaker Foundation. RareGem Productions proudly presenting the positive.
Divine Design Hosiery presents its 10-year anniversary concert featuring Donnie Peoples. Saturday, June 28th, 6:30 p.m. at Friendly Temple Missionary Baptist Church, 5515 Dr. Martin Luther King Drive in St. Louis, with special guest Greg Heavy Guitar Hayes, Jewel and Converted, and Cheryl Brown. Come celebrate Divine Design's 10-year anniversary concert featuring Dottie Peoples live. Saturday, June 28th at Friendly Temple Missionary Baptist Church. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the community Women Against Hardship. Tickets can be purchased at Friendly Temple Missionary Baptist Church, Transformation Christian Bookstore, Drop Shop Beauty Salon, Rib Shack Downtown, Afro World, and the Community Women Against Hardship. Or call 1-800-518-9646. 1-800-518-9646. Or go to www.divinedzon.com.
RareGem Productions proudly presenting the positive.
If we're going to tackle the big problems that face our children in our communities today, we have to have a deeper conversation. Let's go beyond the normal talk around town. Join me, Chris Kramer, for Going Beyond every week on Hallelujah 1600.
10 a.m. Wednesday morning. Information and podcast at beyondhousing.org.
Welcome to the community.
Today we're talking about how to handle that financial stress that we may face. You know, Romans 8:37 tells us that we are more than conquerors. And we're going to speak on how you can conquer the financial stressors in your lives, whatever they may be. Joining me in the studio is Jaison McCall, Financial Literacy and Community Outreach Specialist for St. Louis Community Credit Union. Jaison, welcome to the community.
Thanks for having me.
Jaison, we all know prices are rising each and every day. That is not going to change. And the impact of that stress can reach more than just our wallets. How does financial stress even manifest itself?
Financial stress is displayed in a variety of aspects, including excess spending, overeating, impulse buying, online shopping, grief shopping, gambling, and so much more. Financial stress is just an offset of the other emotions that we deal with in our day-to-day lives. Typically, what I try to tell people when I converse with them about the topic is something that I heard on a reality TV show some years ago, Making a Band. It was Diddy. Diddy said, emotions will leave you broke.
Wow.
I try to add my own stigma. Emotions can leave you broken.
Bring it home. Bring it home.
It's always trying to, make sure that we tackle some of the other things. We can't make emotional decisions. We just typically can't.
We're not thinking clearly in that aspect.
We're not. We've all felt some type of way about, somebody or something. And then now our feelings have changed. But when we operate based off truth and not the way that we feel or our emotions, then we're making sound decisions. So we have to avoid the stress. We have to focus on the truth.
What causes the financial stress?
It can be drowning in debt, living check to check, owing money, just being in a situation to where you feel like you're in over your head. It just continues to stack on you week after week after week, feeling like every time you got some money coming in, it's always going out to somebody else with nothing left over for yourself. Us not being content in our lives. We've kind of made content seem like it's a bad word or a four-letter word, but actually content is a good thing. We just got to look at the rule book and see how we can make ourselves content. There is also a mistaken belief that more money equals more happiness, but as it was put in song, more money, more problems. So,
and there's also a song called Happy to counteract that.
There you go. There you go. So, it's all about, making sure that we have that plan that we've been talking about. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a plan for your finances, regardless of what you have coming in, then there's going to be some disarray. So we got to have plans for us to be successful and be in a place to where we can be content, to where we can be happy.
Right. It's just one of those things where we're just constantly running on that economic treadmill. And I know at St. Louis Community Credit Union, we do a great job of trying to tell people that they can get off of that economic treadmill, that there is hope. And Jaison, I realized that through the credit union and its foundation, you teach a variety of financial education classes and also offer financial counseling on this very same topic to our community. So could you tell us what are the common stressors that you see in your work at the credit union and the CU Excel Center?
Well, it's funny that you say that because every day I deal with financial stress, whether it be coaching or group classes or whatever the case may be. We're emotional beings. We're creatures of habit. So you're talking about different things like family issues, self-esteem issues. Like I'm able to see different things like that. We overcompensate for things that we feel that we lack in. So it's identifying that, and that shapes how we save money or choose not to. That shapes who we pay first and who do we pay on time. Putting something on a bill does not help you. It may keep your lights on an extra week, but it doesn't help you because the fees that's going to be attached to you not paying what you were supposed to outweighs what you've already given.
Oh, they add up.
Right. And we're not even going to jump into how that affects your credit. So, it's all about how we feel and identifying the different things that make us choose the decisions that we actually ultimately wind up choosing.
Right. Empowering the consumer. So how can we deal with the financial stressors in our lives?
We can deal with financial stressors in our life by recognizing our role. Where are we at in this stage in our lives? Where are we trying to go? We have to change the way that we think. If we think the way that things are typically advertised to us, then we're having the mindset of a consumer rather than having the mindset of an individual trying to make progress. So what we're really looking at is, how do we reject failure? No, failure is not an option. We have to inject some type of hope and follow, the path that has been set before us. There's always some type of room for hope. There's always, my cup is half empty. Like we can always just find something good in every situation. And I found that personally challenging, but in every situation, I can attest to you. If you grab your rule book right now, you can find a good situation in whatever it is that you're going through, and you can learn from it. If you never pass the test, you can't go to the next grade. So we have to pass the test. We have to get financial help Come see me at the CU Excel Center. We can sit down, have conversations. Bring your family in, bring your friends in. We can sit down and discuss, why do we do the things that we do? Why are things set up the way that they're set up in our lives? Build wealth. This is not about a temporary situation, but it's more so about a long haul. We're not worried about the sprint. We're worried about the marathon, because the marathon is going to affect your life, your children's life, your children's children's life, so on and so forth. So we're trying to break this mindset of poverty that is ramping wild around the low to moderate income community.
Right. And I think that mindset and mentality, it's definitely in the low to moderate income community. It's in middle class communities.
Definitely.
It's far reaching. And there has to be that ray of hope. A lot of people, sadly, the way the economy is going, are living in that paycheck to paycheck cycle. Right. Gas is not getting any cheaper.
Not at all.
The lights and everything is just adding up. Even putting food on the table. There's probably several families out there to sit around the dinner table wondering, how are we going to make it? Mm-hmm. So it's good to have a plan to be able to deal with that stress.
Whenever I talk to people, I always tell them that we have to find room to sacrifice. If you allow me to be blunt, when we stop being so selfish, we can affect generations to come. We have to sacrifice something. Nothing worth having has come without sacrifice. And if you're not going to make the sacrifice, then who is? And typically when we don't make the sacrifice, those who follow us do not make the sacrifice. So it's about changing our perception. Okay, maybe I won't be able to go on vacation this month, or maybe I won't be able to have the NFL network, or maybe I won't be able to have all the new toys that come out and different things like that. But me not having that means that, my child has college savings account, which makes it 80% more likely for them to go to college. It means that I have money set aside in a retirement vehicle, a retirement savings vehicle. It means that, my credit and my image is appropriate and reflective of me. Like, I have to make sacrifices to get to that next level. And then once I get to that next level, I'll look back on that sacrifice and I won't even be worried about it. I'll just be happy with where I am today. So we always have to sacrifice. In dealing with financial stress, if we do not change our perception, we'll look at the sacrifice as a burden and not the blessing.
And all of this is humbling, so to speak, too. So we have to basically look inside ourselves and figure out, where do we go from here? How do we continue? How do we make it better? How do we build that legacy for our families? And if we need to start over, let's just say by building our credit, for instance, how can we do that?
If my people humble themselves, I'll leave it at that. But to build your credit, look at your overall spending and see what it is. A lot of times we don't know what we spend. Let's track our spending. Well, what are we spending for 30 days? Let's put all the receipts in an envelope.
I think we'd be surprised at what we spend in 30 days.
We've spent so much money, that we don't know that we even had. I coached somebody and they didn't realize that they had somehow spent over $6,000 in 1 month. And they were just like, I have no idea where this money is coming from. They came to me figuring out, how can we pay rent? And we didn't realize that $6,000 just went out the window somewhere. So we have to look at our overall spending. We need to check out, great products like the Credit Matters loan at St. Louis Community Credit Union, which I deem it as the savings vehicle that will help your financial image. We also need to pay attention to different things that we already have. If you have an auto loan, what's the interest rate? What's the interest rate on your auto loan? Do I need to refinance? I know we have great rates at St. Louis Community Credit Union. We just announced this great, initiative where we're doing home loans as well. And those rates are awesome. So, maybe we need to look at refinancing and going in and seeing what vehicles can help us in our current situation that will be a blessing to us for our future direction. We need to look and see where our money is going, find out how to keep more of that money in our pockets. Pay yourself first, have an emergency savings account. St. Louis Community Credit Union and the St. Louis Community CU Foundation may be able to help to get you to where you need to be.
Jaison, send a message to our families out there who may be looking for that ray of hope in dealing with those financial stressors.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. We need to have a plan. We need to sit down. Let's go to the meeting table. Let's have everybody who needs to have any input on any decision sit down. Let's dedicate this Saturday, tomorrow. Let's sit down and have this conversation as a family. Where are we going? What are we trying to do? Are we happy with where we are now? Are we content in that area or in that arena? What can we do to make it better? Develop that plan and then break it down. Make sure that those goals in that plan are SMART goals. They need to be specific, measurable, adjustable, realistic, and time-oriented. We need SMART financial goals. Come to the CU Excel Center, 95 North Oaks Plaza. We're up the street from Missouri Career Center, a couple doors down from the Save-A-Lot. Come and you see us. Come have a conversation. How can we get there? What is a realistic plan? We need to kind of see and evaluate where we currently are and then, deem where we're trying to go. Check out St. Louis Community Credit Union. Check the rates. Come in, see what we can provide to help you get to where you want to go. Our ultimate goal is to build family legacies, whether it be the credit union or the foundation. We may be able to help. We're here to help. That's our mission. That's our purpose.
Thank you, Jason. We certainly owe it to ourselves to take control of our financial destinies.
We have to understand the situation that we're in. I know sometimes we always want more. We want more. But we have to be careful that we're not asking for more than we can handle. We have to be able to manage our current situation before we can ever exceed and go to the next situation. Once we manage what we have today, we'll definitely be prepared for what we're going to have tomorrow.
The Community, a forum for information and resources relevant to empowering this community, engaging topics that could change your life. Each week at 4 p.m. on Hallelujah 1600. Learn more about the services from the St. Louis Community Credit Union, the St. Louis Community CU Foundation, the CU Excel Center, and our community partners by calling 314-534-7610, 314-534-7610, or click stlouiscommunity.com.
The St. Louis Community Credit Union presents The Community, a forum for information and resources relevant to empowering our community. What's important to you? The Community with Dorothy Bell, Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer.
The Community is a presentation of the St. Louis Community Credit Union and RareGem Productions. Power up with the positive. Learn more at OneRareGem.com. That's OneRaregem.com.
Thanks again for listening.